Yo, what's up guys? Today we're going to be trying the top 10 best ways to kill the brute in LEGO Fortnite. Then we'll be ranking them on this chart right here, with S tier being the best and then F being the worst. So, alright, let's get into it. Okay, so first up we have the sword. Just a basic sword, we're just going to be swinging away, dodging and weaving. Let's see what we can do. Alright, this is probably the worst way to go after killing the brute. It works if you time your dodges right. There's just so many better options to go after killing a brute. For that reason, it's just gonna be the middle of the road strategy for me, so I'd have to say D tier for this. Alright, next up, probably the best strategy that everyone talks about. Just stand far away and pelt some arrows at them, pretty much. You have to be brain dead to not kill a brute with this method. Let's give it a shot. So obviously for the crossbow, it's basically just like the sword. As long as you're good at dodging and weaving, it's easy to kill. It's a bit easier to dodge attacks from a range. For the crossbow, I'm gonna have to give it a B tier. It's not the best, not the worst, it's just easy. Alright, next up. I didn't know if this one was gonna work out, but as you can see coming up, it well exceeded my expectations. Alright, so this has to be one of the easiest strategies I've ever tried. It's a little bit of a struggle to get it up, to get the aircraft up. Once you do, it's pretty easy pickings from there. He can't hit you and you just spam the arrows into him and there you go, you got a brute kill. This has to be an easy A tier. It would be an S tier, but getting the aircraft set up once you find the brute's a little bit hard, you know, without him knocking you down. Okay, so I was a little skeptical if this one was going to work. Just take a look at this. Okay, easy S tier for the water. If you find a brute next to the water, it's game over for him. Instant kill. Alright, on to the next one. Now, I really wanted this one to work. Just take a look at what happens. Alright, so I couldn't get him to fall off this cliff, so I sent him into space on my aircraft. F. Doesn't work. So this one is pretty much the same thing as building an aircraft. Instead, we're not floating and we're not in an aircraft. So pretty much the same results as the aircraft method. He couldn't really hit us with his ranged attack. It was an easy kill, but it was a lot easier setting up than the aircraft, so I'm gonna have to go with an S tier on this one as well. Okay, on to the next one. Next up, we're gonna be getting into explosives, so let's see how this one goes. Okay, so this one kills the brute very quickly. It can get pretty expensive to create all that TNT compared to the price of everything else in the game, so I'd have to give it just the average C tier because it's pretty expensive to craft enough TNT to kill him, but man, is it freaking awesome. Okay, so I was probably most excited about this one for sure. Let's see what happens when I take a vehicle head on straight into a brute. Alright, so that did no damage. I could have made the vehicle go faster, but as you can see, vehicles don't do any damage to them, so I'm not going to retry that. Definitely an F tier. Next! Next up, we're going to make it rain, baby. I had high hopes for this method working, but I couldn't get the brute close enough to the TNT before he slams the ground and ignite the TNT, so gotta be a B tier only because the explosion is freaking awesome. Okay, now, for the final method, the one you've all been waiting for, well, just sit back and relax. Watch what freaking happens, guys. Well, that was a disappointment. I really had better expectations for this, but just couldn't get the barrels on much target, and by the time I got to it, he was running away, but man, you gotta admit, that was freaking epic. That has to be at least an A tier for me, guys, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I have. If you enjoy this type of content, please let me know. This is something I've never done before, so depending on how well this video does, I may make more, but for now on, I'll see you guys next time.